Welcome to the Empty Opinions Podcast, bitch.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Empty Rants, this little sideshow I do for the YouTube channel exclusively for the Empty Opinions Podcast, where I kind of just talk about, topics that are pretty popular, something I want to rant on, something that, I have opinions on and want to get my thoughts out there about. As you can see, brand new set. I think it's a better set than my fucking bedroom or the sets I've had before. It actually looks pretty professional, which I'm proud of. But regardless, that's secondary. Let's talk about the main thing. The reason I'm making this video is because I want to talk about quarantine and the coronavirus stuff and something that I've been noticing is still happening. And it's almost like I just think I just have to make this video to let everybody know that, in case you didn't know, because I feel like a lot of people don't know, quarantine is over. Quarantine is done. There is no more quarantine, and here's why. The moment that people decide, no, there's no more quarantine, that's when quarantine that's when it's over. Because look, here's the reason for me even making this video. Recently in North Philadelphia, I live in Philadelphia, in North Philly, there was a big ass party, like a block party that was thrown for Memorial Day, and it was like 100 people that were together, right? In the coronavirus time, in this pandemic that we're living through, that's bad, right? Yes, it is. I'm not saying it's not bad, but a lot of people were just kind of reiterating the same shit over and over again on social media. Like, even my own friends were just saying, oh, these people are so stupid, these people are so dumb, why are they doing this, bro? Y'all so stupid, we're gonna have to stay in quarantine for a year. Here's the thing, and I understand what they're saying, because they were saying they want us to quarantine because the longer we stay in quarantine, the faster that this gets done, which is a complete fucking lie. Let me tell you how quarantine works. Let me explain this whole process, because I feel like a lot of people probably didn't necessarily get this. But here's the thing. The reason we were doing quarantining, right? The reason we were doing social distancing is because we didn't want a huge surge of people to get the coronavirus, and then that would overwhelm the hospitals, and then a lot of people would die, right? That was the whole point of social distancing. And guess what? We did that for 2 months. Damn near 3 months now. We did it, right? But now it's done. You can't prolong it anymore. And here's right, like you just can't do it anymore. Look, I understand we don't want to kill people, right? We don't want to be responsible for killing people. We still don't have a vaccine, so it's dangerous to go out there and just socialize. But here's the thing. Social distancing was just so the hospitals didn't get overwhelmed. And now, if you're paying attention to the news, the fucking hospitals are about to go broke because there's nobody going to the hospital. Not only because there isn't enough cases coming into the hospitals, they have plenty of beds available, which, job well done. Okay, we did it. Social distancing, quarantining for 3 months. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what we needed to do. So it didn't overwhelm the hospital system. Now they're completely empty, and somehow we're still doing the social distancing thing. It's done. We did what we were supposed to do. Now if people catch it, they can go to the hospital and get treated. And if they're going to die from it, there's just nothing that could have been done, and we're going to catch it anyways, because you're telling me somebody's just going to stay inside of their house for a year and a half until this supposed vaccine is going to come out, maybe longer? No, it's just not going to happen. So we did the social distancing thing. That's what I'm saying. We did it for 3 months. And now, if they try to prolong it anymore, it's not going to work, because the moment that people decide it's done, it's done. As we can see, as like I said with the party, with the 100 people, the black party in Philadelphia, yeah, if people decide, okay, it's done, it's over, I want to go back. And you know who else is doing that? The president of the United fucking States of America, Donald Trump, is even saying, all right, let's get this shit started. You know what I mean? It's like, it's done. There's nothing else we can do. And this is something I've been saying for a long time, but it's just like, the vaccine is not going to be done like a year and a half. So what the fuck are we supposed to do? Are we just supposed to stay inside for a year and a half? No. We have to live with it. At this point, we just have to live with this pandemic. We can't let it destroy our lives. We have to figure out if you want to be, and look, there's a lot of different types of people. If you want to be the person that takes it really serious and wears a mask and washes their hand every day, that's totally up to you. Do you want to be the person that doesn't wear a mask and says, fuck it, I don't think I'm going to die from it, which is a reasonable thing to think, because I don't know if you guys have seen the statistics. The more people that get the test, the more people we find out have had it and didn't get shit, not even a fucking cold, nothing. So now the percentage of the death percentage right now for coronavirus is 1%. So there's 1% that you could die. There's a 1% chance you can die from the coronavirus. there's a 99% chance you're going to live with it. Why the fuck are we still quarantining? I think it's just a matter of, okay, now it's an individual thing. Now you cannot restrict huge sums of people to not do what they're going to do. Because the moment they decide that they don't want to do it, it's done. This isn't a fucking communist country. This isn't like a dictatorship, right? Unless you turn into that, then, whatever. If you're going to have people outside of every house with fucking AK-47s, making sure that you don't leave the house, then that's another thing. But right now, they can't really enforce the social distancing thing and just wearing masks and just going outside. So at this point, you can't fight it. It's over. It's an individual thing at this point. Just wear your mask. Listen, if you're the kind of person that's really worried about it or you want to keep quarantining, because, quarantining was just 2 weeks. That's just the point. If you feel like you've had it, you got to quarantine for 2 weeks, you're probably not going to have it anymore. Why the fuck are we doing it 3 months later? But regardless, if you feel like if you're the type of person that just wants to continue to quarantine and social distance and not do anything, that's your prerogative. That's you. You can choose to do that. But there's other people who's going to choose to go to a party. Now, I understand the thing about, the problem is that you can spread it to other people. You might be the cause of their death. Yes, I understand. But then what do we do? Be careful is really all we can do at this point, because you cannot just keep people inside of their houses any longer. The economy, I feel like Memorial Day was the unofficial start of the end of quarantining and just this coronavirus shit. People are going back to business, and it's just in a capitalist society. And look, I don't think capitalism is that great, but I'm just saying this kind of country, that it's done. You can't keep people from not making money or earning money or you're spending money. It's done. There's nothing else you can do. So I just want everybody who's still on that, yeah, so stupid, we're gonna have to quarantine for the rest of the year. I'm gonna need you guys to just shut the fuck up and just accept the fact that it's done. Quarantine is done, and you can choose to do whatever you want. You can choose to stay away from every human in the world, but now you just cannot control the masses like we kind of did. And they didn't really control us. They just scared the shit out of us. And now they're trying to not scare us and give us statistics to make us go out there. That's really all that's been happening. And I know a lot of people say the fact that we're going right back to business probably means there's going to be a second wave. I don't know what to tell you, man. So then we're just supposed to stay quarantined until fall? Until the next summer? Because they're saying like the coldest was going to bring the second wave. So are you saying that we'll just stay inside until the next summer comes? Yeah, it's just not feasible at this point. It's kind of done. There's nothing else to be done for it. I feel like the majority of the country, the world, did the responsible thing for 3 months of quarantining and social distancing. But the world cannot stop for longer than 3 months. You know what I mean? Let alone a year and a half until the vaccine is done. So it's just a thing of, yeah, it's over. It's over, and you're just gonna have to deal with it because there's nothing else that can be done. The moment people decide the quarantine is done, it is done, and the people have decided it's done. So, it is what it is. And this world is going back to business because there was another black man that was killed. And there was recently a shooting. That's how this country works. That's how did you notice how for the 3 months I was quarantining, there wasn't really a lot of police injustices or shootings? The moment those things happen again, that's like the reminder that, yep, we're back to business again. This is America, like Donald Glover said. Okay, that's going to be my empty rant about coronavirus and the quarantining. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, make sure you follow the podcast, the Empty Opinions podcast. You can subscribe to the podcast feed with the link in the description. All the links are in the description of this video. And until the next empty rant, thank you guys so much for watching.